Louisiana Beer Review Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale 2015. I bought this at Stein's Deli, and they've been making it since 1981. And it used to just be called Celebration Ale. And then with the onset of this IPA thing, which maybe is losing momentum a little bit just because of, you know, if there's too much overexposure to some things, to something, people get sick of it, like disco in 1979. Okay, but fresh hop IPA. They use fresh, wet hops. It's 6.8% alcohol and 65 international bitterness units. I reviewed this in 2011 and I did it again last year in 2014, so it's kind of exciting to have this every year, really. It's a celebration. They use two-row pale barley malts and caramel barley malts. The hops are Chinook and Centennial for bittering, and they finish it with Cascade and Centennial. This beer gets an outstanding score on Beer Advocate, like the second highest score. It would be like an A+. A world-class score from the Bros, meaning it's above an A+. It's better than 100 in a way. 98 out of 100 on rate beer, 98 out of 100 for the style. So this is one of the highest rated beers in the world. And that usually works out for me. I mean, I drink one that's highly rated and I think it's great. Sometimes I drink beers that aren't highly rated and I think they're great. Like, you know, some people were really complaining about the Guinness Nitro IPA, and I was looking on the Guinness Facebook page and people were like, you make a horrible beer. You know, this is a horrible beer, you people, you know, it's terrible. And I was like, I think it's really good. I scored that an A+. Because I thought it was just outstanding. I thought the Goose Winter Ale was an A. Just so pleasant. Have this tasting glass here. It's really golden. Orange gold, like an IPA, okay. A cream colored head. I did the Bourbon County barley wine, and at first I didn't like it at all. I just said it was a D, and then I was drinking and I kept thinking, I don't like this, it's so bad, you know, but I said, I know it's not really a D. It's well made. I mean, it put a lot of effort into it. And then my daughter, she made a face when we did a second video, and she was like, and then she said, B+, and I went along with that. And then after we were sitting there looking at the playback, and I said, you really think it was a B+? And she said, So we were torn on it. But it's just one of those things. But even in the video, I said, look, you still should try it and check it out. It is $10.99 a bottle, but I even told somebody who was like, thanks for telling me, I won't get it. I was like, no, I think you should try it because you might like that. This, I think, would have wider appeal. I mean, the price is a lot lower, and it's just more an approachable flavor for a larger number of people, I believe. You see, I like this Celebration Ale, now IPA. And I just don't recall them calling it that before, but I guess it always was. Kind of like Liberty, which really we all agreed was more of a pale ale than an India pale ale, but that's from Anchor. This has got the good hop approach. Like it's more piney, and maybe that's from the wet hops. And boy, those experimental, you know, the 24-ounce bottles of experimental Northern and Southern Hemisphere, those are really fantastic. But it's more pine than grapefruit. I mean, a lot of these IPAs have an unpleasant grapefruit thing going, and it ain't too good. And it's that bready barley malt. Same thing in the flavor. It's citrusy, but it's like the correct. It's hard to describe, but you have to get it and drink it. I mean, you can get a whole 6-pack for $9.99 or $8.99, and enjoy them all. But it's piney. It's got the hop resin, a really good, strong, robust bitterness, breadiness, medium, like high medium mouthfeel. Really, this is almost into chewy and a nice, mostly dry finish. Though I think on the sweetness scale it would be like 3 sugar cubes out of 5, frankly, and bitterness it would be 4 out of 5 sugar cubes if you're just using that. I keep talking about the Cyclops approach, but I do like that approach. It's basic. It's just like Cyclops, one eye, right? Just sweetness out of 5 sugar cubes, bitterness, cones out of, how many hop cones. Of course, that's just a description. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be good. But I think then you got to interject what your opinion of the quality is. Most of the things I try from Sierra Nevada are high quality. The last 4 years, though, they've come out with some, to me, questionable ones. I mean, the one I was really dissatisfied with was that Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest made with Riegel in collaboration with Riegel of Germany. It did not taste like an Oktoberfest beer. It was too bitter, and the bitterness was, like I said, a nasty bitterness. This is a beautiful, pleasant bitterness. And Ken Opus, Arthur, he sent me all those beers from Riegel. A couple of them got broken, but from Germany, and I really liked them, but with a qualification of, thinking back on each one, I can usually remember every beer I've had and kind of remember the flavor, and there was something kind of about it, about them all. It was like just a faint, not a good thing about it, like almost a feel more than a flavor. And I noticed that carried over into the Sierra Nevada. I was like, this has a, it was like in the movie Bananas. She's like, I don't know, there's something missing. We're like, what's missing? What's missing? I don't know, it's just something missing. She couldn't describe what it was. And their relationship, and then later there was a odd scenario where they got back together and she didn't know it was him, and then she said, he revealed himself, look who it is. And she said, I knew something was missing, And so that there was a carryover. So this, it really, this is a wonderful IPA. It is a celebration. I think you really could say A+. I think the brews are right. They're saying world class. I don't know about world class, but it's close. This is wonderful. And for the price, maybe it, when you factor that in, you can't really factor that in, but if you wanted to factor that in, it could bring it to world class. So to have one of the best beers in the world and only pay $8.99 for a 6-pack. Look at this lacing. So they say long-term relay, it's always a treat. And y'all come to have this. And y'all come on down to New Orleans.